Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you this pen review. Now, I wasn't gonna buy these, but after I did the brush pen review for these new Sharpie creative markers, I got this comment. And I was just too curious not to try them. I did just buy the smaller pack. This was, I believe, around $10. I got them at Target, and it's only 5 markers. So that's not a ton of markers, but I thought I would just see what they're like. I have both tracing paper here today. I have my HP Premium 32, and then I also have a piece of acrylic. So I'm going to try these on all 3 of these and see how they write. I'm not going to review or compare them to the brush pen because I do have a full review on those. In fact, I have 2 videos on those. One where I compare them to one of the Karen markers that they remind me a lot of, and then another review. So I'm not going to go through all of that again today. I'm just going to share these bullet tipped Sharpie creative markers and see how we feel about them. So I'm going to start by shaking them up just in case that helps. Now the back says here, no prepping or priming needed, colors layer without blending, molding marks on paper, metal, wood, ceramic, glass, rock, and canvas, and water resistant and fade resistant. I think if I don't love these for hand lettering, we will have some fun painting rocks with these over the summer, so either way, hopefully I like them, but let's see what they're like. Okay, so it says no priming. I'm just gonna go ahead and start writing right on my paper, and I will start with the HP Premium 32 first. It does feel weird to take a paint pen and not have to like push it on the paper to get the ink to start flowing. I guess these aren't technically a paint pen, but they kind of feel paint pen-like to me. I really didn't pay attention to what colors come with this pack, but we only have red, yellow, purple, blue, and green. I do think there's a bigger pack with more of them, but like I said, I just picked these up at Target, so this is what they had. Okay, before I go on too far, these are not at all what I thought they were going to be like. A typical bullet tip marker that I'm thinking like the bullet tip end of the Tombow brush pen or the other end of the mild liners. Those are some bullet tip markers that I really like. They are like really firm and don't really have much give unless they're like getting smushed down and they're flattening, if you know what I mean. But these are not like that. They have a little bit of a give when you write like this, and so you can see with these, this is a much thicker tip than this. And even though I did get that comment that kind of explained that, I just, for some reason, this is not what I was imagining it feeling like. I was imagining it to be more of like a pointed marker where you could kind of like flex it sideways, which I guess this kind of is. It's just bigger than I was expecting. The Monami Plus pen is what I'm thinking of. That's a marker that I think is supposed to be firm, but if you push hard enough, you can get a thicker downstroke. But it's very, very, very small compared to this one. And so this is just not what I was expecting. But let me try it again, and I'm gonna see if I can attempt some thick and thin strokes. I was really trying to keep steady pressure, so that didn't happen up here. But now that I see this, let me see what happens if I do those thick and thin strokes. Okay, very interesting. This is really not at all what I would have expected out of a bullet point pen. I like it though. It still doesn't remind me of the Sharpie Stained because it's not a very crisp pen still. You can kind of see the tip here, but that is really fun. I like that. Let's try the other ones. Okay, this is just not at all what I was expecting. I don't even really see how I would use these as a bullet tip because they really do have a lot of flexibility. So when it comes to a bullet tip marker where you want the same size stroke the whole way through, this is soft enough where that might be kind of hard. Like I said over here, I was really working hard to create the same size stroke. This is still a little wet, so that gives you an idea of how long it takes to dry. So yeah, I'm having a little bit more fun with this than I thought I would. So I am gonna go print out a worksheet to use and see if I can use this on one of my brush pen style of worksheets. I don't have one printed out because I wasn't expecting this, but I'm going to print one out. I think maybe I'll try the Millie, or I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna print one out and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and honestly, I am way more excited about these than when I first started this video. So now that I've tried them out, I'm going to go ahead and actually try a lettering style with them and see what it looks like. See if we can get that brushed lettering look with this. I mean, I know we got it a little bit here, but I want to see it in a style that I've done a lot before so we can kind of compare to what it might have looked like with a true brush pen. So honestly, I really am having a hard time thinking of these even as a bullet tip, and they're not like very pointed. So calling them a brush pen kind of feels wrong too. What they feel like to me though is more like a blunt tipped brush pen. I don't know if that makes sense, but like other pens where I've had this where you can like push really hard and kind of get a slightly thinner downstroke, that's not really what this feels like. I'm not pushing that hard. It feels very easy to push down and get that thicker stroke. And even though I'm not going to get a hairline upstroke with this pen, you can see that there is a big differentiation between the thick and the thin stroke. And I just don't normally feel like there's much differentiation at all when it comes to a bullet tip marker. So yeah, I am kind of having a hard time not thinking of this as a brush pen. And if I'm being honest, I almost like it more than the actual brush pen for hand lettering. I hesitate to say this because this is my third video now about Sharpie creative markers, but I almost feel like I need to do a comparison between this marker and the brush tip, because this one feels just so much like a brush pen to me. Even though, like I said, that tip is not sharp and not pointed, I'm not going to have this like hairline crisp looking upstroke. But on the other hand, if you watch my review video on the Sharpie creative brush marker, that one had a lot of fraying, and when I look at this, I really don't see much fraying. I think there's a little bit, but not like I saw with that marker. So I don't know, I'm really torn. Let me know if you guys want to see a comparison between the two, or if you are just like really overseeing Sharpie creative marker reviews, because I totally get that too. I know this is my third video about this line of markers, so I'm not trying to overdo it, but I am very curious to see a comparison of this bullet tip versus the one that's actually supposed to be a brush pen. This worksheet set that I'm using here is the Millie worksheet set, and it's for a medium to larger size brush pen, and it's kind of like a fun, playful style. The first page I'm using is the quick start pages. That's why there's only like one line for each letter. So there's a line of uppercase, a line of lowercase, and then a line of them combined. But this worksheet set does come with a full page of each letter as well if you want to practice more. I just like to print out the quick start pages because then you guys get to see more than just one letter at a time, and it's kind of fun to move through it a little bit more quickly once you've already learned the lettering style. And then the second page that I'm using is part of the 101 practice words, and I just kind of wanted to see what this marker looked like when lettering actual words, and I still really like it. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this. So if you want to grab this worksheet set, I will link all the information for you below, and I will also leave a discount code in the description box or the comments for you to grab it at a discount as well. So I will just link that all below for you in case you're interested. Next, I wanted to try this on acrylic because these markers do say that you can use them on acrylic. I really like this green color, but it's not probably the easiest to see on camera. It looks like it's showing up pretty well, but it's just a little bit lighter. So I think I'll go ahead and do the blue. You probably already know what I'm going to say. As far as this marker set, I would love if it came with black. I noticed it didn't come with an orange. Since it feels like a marker that's taking a long time to dry, I am curious if you could combine like the red and yellow to make orange, but I'm not sure because it does say that they layer on top of each other, so that might mean that they don't blend well. But I'm going to go ahead and use the blue since I don't have a black marker, and I'm just going to trace over one of my words here. So again, I don't know about you, but I think I might prefer it used as the script style. But if I'm going to write it as a bullet tip, I do feel like it would be easier to hold it upright like this. I know I'm kind of going to ruin what I just wrote, but I'm going to go ahead and keep writing on it because I want to show you how I would probably use this if I were trying to get that monoline style. I think that for me, writing really upright is going to be key. So when I kind of have my brush angled to the side, it does want to get a little bit thicker on me. And so if I do want that true monoline style, you can do it with this marker. I'm not, by no means am I saying you cannot write monoline with this. You totally can. But I do think for me, the trick is going to be lettering really upright. That way you're not tempted, especially if you're used to using a brush pen. That way your muscle memory hopefully won't kick in as much where you're accidentally pushing hard and then you're ending up with a brush pen look when you don't want one. So if you are looking for that more monoline style, I would say just write upright like you see me doing here. Which honestly is just even more of a bonus because if you guys have watched my videos for a long time, you know that I absolutely love monoline hand lettering. So a pen that can do kind of both feels like really impressive. I don't know, what do you guys think? I was honestly expecting to just buy this just for the sake of sharing. If I would have realized that I would have liked it this much, I probably would have got the pack with more colors, but that's totally fine. I will completely enjoy these markers as well. I only point that out to illustrate how I am a little bit surprised by how much I like these. So what do you guys think? Do you want to see the comparison with a brush pen? Are you over the Sharpie creative markers? Do you have any other questions about them? Let me know in the comments box below. I, again, will leave the Millie worksheet set linked for you below. If you are looking for more than a couple of worksheet sets, I actually have a bundle of a bunch of worksheet sets that is even more of a great deal. I think it's over 70% off. So I will link that below too if you're looking for more worksheet sets than just the Millie. But let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.